everybody, welcome to another video today, and today I would like to talk about um, how to assist someone with a disability that in the workplace, meaning if you don't understand how to communicate with them, if they have some sort of let's say speech delay or some sort of cognitive disability like autism, for example, where it affects them to a certain extent. I would like to talk about it because I have a few coworkers that have disabilities, and I thought it'd be a good video to make just for stuff in general. So you guys all know I work at a movie theater. I've been there for about a year and a half. After graduating Project Search at Northwestern Medicine Central DuPage Hospital in May of 2023 last year, towards my 22nd birthday. I'm 23 now. I'll be going on 24 in the next 5 months. Now it's December of 2024 now. The 13th to be exact. One of my coworkers that has a disability, one of the same ones that I have, I'm not going to say the person's name, but he is autistic like I am. I'm the only person with a visual impairment compared to the other people that have similar disabilities. But this person sometimes needs prompting on certain things. Like sometimes he likes to, he goes off task a little because he wants to socialize with. Look, it's good to socialize in the workplace and make friends. However, it's important to think about, is this the appropriate time to do so? Although with autism, one of the parts of that disability that affects you is that you have a really hard time figuring out certain social aspects. You have a hard time with social skills. Before we get into one of the social parts about it, I want to talk about the fixation or obsessiveness part of it. One of the things that I still sometimes struggle with, because it's not perfect, but it was more of a problem when I was younger, when I was really working on it. When somebody fixates on something that they're really interested in, they get stuck on it because your brain it keeps repeating it in your head, and you just can't stop yourself. Because that's how autism affects you when you have a really big fixation, or it just genuinely a huge passion. And some people may find certain little things that you find a big deal, that's a big deal to you, that's you love or like just like me. It may seem silly to them, but to us, it is a big deal. And don't tell us that it's dumb or silly, because that's just rude. Make it sound like try to talk to them to the best of your ability. Person with the autism or other type of disability or delays. Just talk to the person just like any other person. Even if you may find certain things a little bit silly. But like I said, we just do things differently. That's it. I've said this many times. And look, the coworkers that I work with, that have disabilities specifically, they do really great. It's just sometimes this one particular person just needs a little bit of assistance with getting back on track. Because you get distracted, and it happens to everybody. So what I do is I stay nice, and I encourage all of you to do the same. It's really important because sometimes people with autism, like I said, the social skills part of it, they tend to make it upset. Even myself, sometimes I get upset if I may not understand a certain thing or what the intention actually is in terms of the person's tone of voice, if that makes any sense. It's really important that you stay calm and you stay kind, you keep your cool, because like I've said before, some of us may need a little bit more time. We're slower on certain things. Yes, you may get frustrated on certain things that we would repeat over and over and over again. I used to do that so many times, and people would get frustrated with me, but they would tell me to switch the subject to something else, or tell me Christian, you're repeating that too much. Please be nice about it, and say things like, hey, could you hey, you already told me this before, remember? Let's talk about something else. The way how you just heard my tone of voice, simple little things like that, with that prompting, that's the key to help them get back on track with a certain thing, or if they really get stuck on something that they're obsessing over or have that fixation on. And it also teaches you empathy. I know some people may get more impatient, but I'm sorry, but it's just what you gotta do. It's being rude doesn't help. That's why I get really frustrated with people when who are not patient, which I understand, but it's important that you would take that time to really think about that for a minute, because like it, people with disabilities never go away, and that's just it teaches a lot of people empathy on certain things, and taking stuff for granted. It's just so important, and I can't express it enough. Cognitively, it doesn't mean we're not capable of doing the job. It just simply means that we may need a little bit more assistance. I know I've said that before, but I can't express it enough. So what I do specifically is, when I've had to step in and help out the managers, when I feel I pick and choose, pick and choose your battles, right? I pick and choose the appropriate time within the workplace. One thing I do is, hey, you need to go back and do this particular task because it needs to be done. Just simple things like that, nicely, even I let the managers do it, but I also have educated some of the managers as well as my coworkers that this person's disability, it affects him. He's autistic. Autism affects the brain, and it makes you think differently compared to anybody else. I would like to point out that the person that has autism told me that they were autistic because I asked if they had a disability because I didn't know. Although I felt like they very much likely had autism, but maybe it's something different. But I wanted to ask. I was like, "Hey, do you have a disability?" He was like, "Yes, I'm autistic." And I was like, "Hey, I'm autistic as well." That doesn't have that type of disability or any. And I've even told him that I'm on the spectrum because I have no problem saying that. I'm just at a different level than he is, and there's no problem with that. Just a little bit of an educational piece. I feel like it's an opportunity to educate people so that way they could, because I don't want any of my coworkers that have disabilities to lose their jobs because someone may not understand something. That's why I do it right away, and that's why I do not tolerate. I just don't. I get really upset. I don't know. It's just me. Also, as a person, I just really don't like when other people with disabilities get tossed around like they should feel bad about something when it's really not their fault because they may not understand something that a coworker or maybe even a manager. I'm not bashing anybody. I like to point that out. I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm just saying it's important to try to stay calm and be nice and try to understand some things. You have to break it down a little bit more for them to help them understand that what their actual intention is, because they may not pick up on that. Even myself, sometimes I have to do that myself. It's a work in progress for me as well. I still struggle with that too, and you guys know I'm autistic as well, but there's certain things that other people may need help with. That's all really. So yeah, that's really I don't know if I have anything else to say. Maybe this will help you to some degree and how to be more empathetic, because especially those with disabilities and just your coworker, to anybody in general, we need that more than ever. Oop. Okay, that was odd. My ring light went out. It's kind of flashing a little. I'm gonna end the video here. But yeah, that's really all I have to talk about. I hope you found this helpful in some way and maybe learned something. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.